You need to hear this if you're a car owner. In the rapidly evolving world of cybersecurity, understanding your enemy is paramount. But where do you even begin when your adversary is invisible and your battlefield is a complex machine like a car? The answer lies in understanding the concept of an attack surface. An attack surface, simply put, is any point where an unauthorized user, the attacker, can try to enter or extract data from a system. Think of it as the doors, windows, and even the ventilation system of a house. Each of these represents a potential entry point for an intruder. In the context of a car, the attack surface encompasses all the hardware and software components that could be vulnerable to a cyber attack. This includes everything from the wireless tire pressure monitoring system, or TPMS, to the sophisticated infotainment system that controls your navigation, music, and phone connectivity. Understanding the attack surface is the first crucial step in protecting any system, especially something as critical as a modern vehicle. It's like scouting the terrain before a battle. You need to know where the vulnerabilities lie before you can defend them. Imagine trying to defend a fortress without knowing the location of its gates, walls, and potential weak points. That's essentially what you're doing if you're trying to secure a vehicle without first evaluating its attack surface. This process involves systematically identifying all the potential entry points that an attacker could exploit. But why is evaluating a vehicle's attack surface so important? The answer is simple: knowledge is power. By understanding where the vulnerabilities lie, you can prioritize your security efforts and focus on the most critical areas. For example, if you discover that a particular vehicle model has a known vulnerability in its keyless entry system, you can take steps to mitigate that risk, such as using a physical key instead. Or if you're aware of a software flaw in the infotainment system, you can be extra cautious about the kind of USB devices you connect to it. Evaluating a vehicle's attack surface is not a one-time task. As cars become more connected and new technologies emerge, the attack surface constantly expands. It's an ongoing process that requires vigilance and a commitment to staying informed about the latest threats. Car hacking involves more than just physical components. We must examine both exterior and interior entry points. External attack surfaces include TPMS, keyless entry, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and cellular networks. Internally, the vehicle's network connects various ECUs. These control the engine, brakes, airbags, and infotainment. The OBD2 port, while for diagnostics, can be exploited. Identifying these surfaces is key to building a robust defense. Section 4. Threat Modeling. Anticipating the enemy's moves. Understanding the battlefield is only half the battle. You must also anticipate your enemy's moves. In cybersecurity, this is where threat modeling comes in. It's a structured process of identifying potential threats and vulnerabilities in a system, and then prioritizing them based on the likelihood of occurrence and potential impact. Think of it as a game of chess. You analyze your opponent's possible moves, evaluate their strengths and weaknesses, and then plan your defense accordingly. Threat modeling follows a similar principle, albeit in the digital realm. Threat modeling is crucial in securing vehicles because it helps us understand how attackers might exploit the identified vulnerabilities. By putting ourselves in the shoes of an attacker, we can develop effective countermeasures and mitigate potential risks. For instance, knowing that a car's infotainment system is a potential attack surface, we can model different attack scenarios. Could an attacker exploit a vulnerability in the Bluetooth connection to gain access to the system? Could a malicious app installed on the system provide a backdoor for an attacker? By asking these questions and modeling different attack scenarios, we can anticipate potential threats and develop effective security measures. Section 5. Building your defenses, a step-by-step guide to threat models. Creating a threat model for a vehicle might seem daunting, but it's manageable when broken down into steps. First, define the scope and identify the specific vehicle systems to analyze. Determine valuable data and functionalities within the chosen scope. Brainstorm potential threats and prioritize them based on likelihood and impact. Develop and implement security controls to mitigate the identified threats. Remember, a threat model is a living document. Update it regularly as new threats emerge. Don't forget to subscribe and enroll in the Car Hacking 101 course by LufSec at lufsec.com.